Gordo, Stimo.
Stimo. Yeah, Stimo's the one.
Stimo, tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of the situation that you were in before you reached out to me.
Right, well, Jace, before I reached out to you, a little background, being a plumber, a lot of digging, a lot of lifting, a lot of heavy work a lot of the time, but also a lot of paddling, which, paddling's all the upper body stuff. And
So paddling's your sport?
Paddling's my sport now, okay. So from stand-up paddleboarding to outrigger canoe, one-man canoe. Yep. A lot of upper body stuff, probably a little bit worn out shoulder with the age that I'm at, 55. So I'd been to several other professional type people and I wasn't getting the results, and I had a time frame, and that's when I came and saw you.
So you were doing, just give us an idea of your training load, right? So you were heading into nationals, yeah?
Yep, we were on a program for the Australian titles in Port Stephens this year, and our training load was high.
How many hours a week?
A lot of hours a week. The only day I didn't paddle was Wednesday, right. And each session really was high intensity stuff, distance, and trying to work around some of our local races before we went away. So I probably haven't really kept a record of how long, but if you ask my wife, I think I was probably away for like at least half the day most days.
Yeah, and one of your training runs I remember was 50 Ks, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did a 52K iron paddle down in the southwest in Busselton with our Masters crew, which is our current Australian title winners. Well done.
Nice.
So we did some pretty long grinds in a 6-man canoe doing that, and 52 Ks in a outrigger canoe and it was windy. It was pretty solid.
How long did that take you?
All up, I think the whole day racing was nearly 6 hours in the canoe.
Huge. 6 hours. So with that much training load, you were concerned about shoulder giving out before you got to the nationals?
Yeah. So my biggest concern was with the workload and having a very annoying right shoulder. When I actually paddled, it wasn't really a problem. It was just the later effect, just trying to nurse it, I would say, and I was nursing it with anti-inflammatories and stuff like that, and just sort of trying to dull it down a bit until I sort of bumped into my masseuse. Actually suggested I come see you. So Kylie said, check out Jason, the shoulder guy. So I went Google, checked it out, and all of a sudden I went, oh my God, I need to come see this guy. And that's how we sort of got together and worked on a 3-month program to get us to the Australian titles.
That's right, we had 3 months to get you there. And so through the work that we did together, what was a couple of the biggest aha moments, realizations?
It was the realization that there were some spots in the front of this shoulder that when you got onto the trigger point was just like, oh my goodness, there was so much built up tension in there, and when you released it, it was like a different sort of my shoulder just sort of felt like it just came back into shape, into position. There were the skills you gave me were just different types of stretching. I've played sport all my life, I've done lots of stretching, but I've never really had the skills shown to me one-on-one where to put your shoulder and where to get it and how you got to set it properly. So that was sort of like the boom moment for me. Yeah.
And moving forward, so from now on, what are you going to take with you now?
Well, what I'm taking with me now is that I have this timber stick that I regularly use now to twist and get my shoulder back, and doing a lot more rolling on the front here and releasing this front muscle through here and on the back, and just trying to manage it better with the skills you've given me, which is learning how to stretch it better than I've probably ever been taught before.
Yeah, right. And piece of advice that you'd give to your best mate if he had a shoulder issue about why you should come and see me, or what would you say to him?
Well, I've pretty well annoyed all my paddling members saying, you got to go see Jace with your shoulder, that, because I literally said to a couple of guys at the club who've got shoulder injuries, you need to get on top of it because you want to keep paddling for as long as you can. Yeah. So I'd highly recommend anyone to come and see you, even if it's for 3 months, and just get the skills, because it's going to keep me on the water, and that's where I want to be.
There you go, mate. Thanks so much.
Awesome, legend.
Cheers.